Welcome to Souljourner Truth, where we'll find our way home together. I'm Kimberley, and just like you, I want more joy, more peace, more prosperity, and more love in my life. Every episode, we'll examine a soul-stirring question, we'll walk it out with practical, easy-to-manage steps, and then we'll bring it home by integrating and embodying what we've just learned. If you're ready to come home to the best version of yourself, then walk with me.
Hello, fellow travelers. It's me, Kimberley, coming to you from Goa, India. First, let me apologize for being so late with this check-in. I promised you check-ins from India, and if you've been paying attention to my Facebook or Instagram, then you will have seen some highlights from our trip, but you wouldn't have seen an actual, post like we do here on YouTube and Spotify and Apple Podcasts. So apologies. I have been waylaid by, weather, divine flow, severe gastrointestinal difficulties. In fact, today was the first day in a few days that I've actually felt well. So apologies, but I'm here now. One thing I had been waiting for here in India was the opportunity to talk to you about some of the first principles I've been discussing and tie them into some of my teachings here in India. And I haven't quite found the right, connection. So maybe it wasn't meant to be. But what I can share with you is kind of a big takeaway so far from the trip. First, as a Westerner, what India brings is inconvenience, discomfort. I already mentioned the gastrointestinal distress. I don't need to mention that again. And all the noise, the pollution, at least in the cities I visited. The sights, the sounds in these cities were really disruptive to my nervous system, dysregulating, made me really on edge a lot. But sitting with all of that forces my American brain to have more empathy for all of life, right? And to continue to surrender to the divine flow of the universe. Because what India really teaches is that none of what I think I need in my life, in my high privilege American life, is actually anything I need at all. It's nothing that I need to survive. It's nothing that I need to thrive. They're all just simply distractions. Distractions from the true essence of life. Distractions that make it more difficult to connect fully with Source, with that divine guidance that is constantly available to me. I just need to clear the channels to be able to hear it. And truly, what we may call necessities of modern life are just distractions blocking the flow. So I look at how life is simply lifing in India. And I realize that, 85% of what I think I need to be happy and comfortable in life, I don't really need at all. And really, all I need to be happy is to find contentment in what is, right? And that what is truly enough because the universe provides. Truly it does. So I come back here, now twice, to remember that and to hope that each time I come back, that memory stays with me a little longer. It gets a little stronger, a little bigger, because it's so easy to go back to regular life and just kind of forget, right? To get wrapped up in your everyday obligations and to really lose this peace, this understanding of what life is really about. So I know when I return to regular life and I'm no longer getting up at 4 a.m. to do 6 hours of yoga practice and 2 to 3 hours of devotional practice in the form of prayer or kirtan, basically just seeking that union with the divine all day, every day. I know once I get back to the States, that's going to be super hard. That at some point, I'm going to find it hard to find 15 minutes just to meditate. I'm going to find so many other distractions, just calling my attention away from what's truly important and what truly will make a difference in my ability to connect with Source and to find contentment in this life. So I look at some of the women I've met at Karma Nikitan with awe, complete awe. Women like Satviji, Ganga Nandini, and a new woman I met named Tiffany, who's not only a scholar, but a writer. Each of them American-born women, each of them with lives seemingly full of privilege in the U.S., highly educated, but each of them finding contentment in the simplicity of the ashram, in the simplicity of life in Rishikesh, where everything and everybody lives together in seeming chaos, but really complete harmony. I mean, the swamis, the cows, the monkeys, the sadhus, the tourists, the house, the unhoused, the dogs, even Ma Ganga herself, everyone finding their place. Sometimes what feels like chaos to me, like the cows pooping everywhere on the street. And I'm not talking about those nice, neat mounds that you might find from cows grazing in grass in a pasture. I'm talking about big messes left by cows who graze on your scraps of dinner from last night that are left in the street. I'm talking about monkeys who will literally steal your banana off of the table if you turn your back. I'm talking about the sadhus who wander from town to town, sometimes barefoot, with nothing but the robes on their back and the 10 canister in which they take food. People and cows with their faces turned upwards to the public drinking fountains, all drinking from the same fountains. The constant blare of scooter horns and dogs barking, the groups of children begging in the streets with seemingly not an adult in sight. As wild as all of that sounds and feels to my American nervous system, there is a peace, there is an order in the system here where everything and everyone is given the space to survive and thrive in their own way, and that none of the necessities of my modern life would matter one bit here. I mean, even the practice of yoga feels different here, right? Like at home, yoga is athletic, competitive. You always want to be that person in the front of the class who masters all the poses. And if you're not that person, you better get yourself in the back of the class and hide your shame because you can't hold that arm balance or that tree pose for very long. But like, here we practiced yoga nidra, which I understand to be sleep yoga, which, believe me, I excelled at that. I was knocked out within the first 5 minutes of every 90-minute class. We also practice pranayama, which is just about breathing in that connection to source. So there's no athleticism, there's no performance, there's no competition, there's no $300 Lululemon outfit. It's just about connection. So I'm probably rambling a bit since I didn't really have the time to, well, I shouldn't say I didn't have the time. I didn't have the ability to prepare a full-on teaching, instruction, lesson, whatever, talk for this week. But I do hope that I leave you with at least a nascent sense, or a curiosity, at least, a desire to more fully examine your own mind and to honestly reflect on how much of what we require is actually just noise, excess, confusion, distraction. And that you're interested enough to get interested and how we can reduce this noise, this distraction in our own channels to connect with source and receive the downloads that are constantly. For me personally, when I get home, I seriously like to reduce my reliance on Uber Eats. And I like to take more time to reconnect with my own yoga practice, even if it's just once a week. Yeah, I'm not quite ready to be like Safi G or Ganga Nandini or Tiffany and cash in all my chips and make the full-time move to India, although I love it here and I love the peace that it brings me when I come here, and I love being reminded of what truly matters in life. But I know that I can make small changes that will bring me contentment over time. Baby steps. That's what this journey is all about. Everyday transformation is transformation. So, until then, may your journey be blissful and abundantly blessed, and may you shine your light so brightly that you illuminate not only your path, but the path of everyone you meet along the way. Until we walk again, namaste.
Thank you so much for walking with me today. Until we walk again, see you next week.